What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listography. I am Joe. I'm here with my staff picks of the week. I have two albums today, and they probably both fall pretty far outside of what we usually discuss on this channel. This is not classic rock. This is modern pop music, so take that as you will. These two albums that I'll be discussing today are both very good if you kind of expand your mind a little bit. So don't judge me. You know, I'm a Led Zeppelin kind of guy, but we're here in modern times and we've got to adjust to some modern music. And one of my favorite modern artists is Rae Jepsen. Those words may sound weird coming out of my mouth, but ever since her 2015 album Emotion came out, I've really dug her kind of style, the kind of 80s icy synths, her kind of breathless vocals. She's a little coy with her lyrics. I mean, she's not an Ariana Grande or Selena Gomez. She kind of has forged her own path, which I really like. And her album Dedicated Side B, which came out last month, is 12 tracks that she didn't use in her album from last year, Dedicated. She writes hundreds and hundreds of songs for her releases, and only some of them get used, which makes her pretty prolific, you know, in this day and age of one album every 3-4 years. And like she did with Emotion, which she released a side B the year after, which was great. She came out with Dedicated Side B. It's sort of a continuation of Dedicated, which her style, like I said, very 80s kind of pop, not a lot of weighty themes to it. It's just sort of dancey pop music. By this time, she's kind of settled into her Rae Jepsen-iness. And on Dedicated Side B, you know, that theme continues. It's a lot of jittery drums and icy synths, heavy 80s sort of, you know, style production. But she sounds very, you know, she sounds modern. Her music sounds a little retro, which I like, maybe some early 90s in there. She keeps the party going throughout. This Love Isn't Crazy, Window, Felt This Way, Stay Away, all kind of have that same kind of energetic dance feel. And then on the second half of the album, she kind of maybe explores a little bit more. Now I Don't Hate California After All, the closer, is very kind of indie pop. Same with Comeback, which she does with Bleachers. It's Carly Rae, so you're going to get huge hooks, her sort of intimate, breathy vocals. If you don't like Carly Rae Jepsen, you're probably not going to like this album. I really do like Carly Rae Jepsen, so I really did like this album. So your results may vary, but Dedicated Side B is a worthy kind of addition to her discography, and it's definitely worth checking out. My second staff pick of the week came out in April, and this is a really weird one. So if you don't like it, I'm not going to judge you. It is Rina Sawayama's debut LP. She had one EP out a couple years ago, and this is, I mean, I had never heard of her. I don't, you know, probably most people haven't unless you're really kind of up on modern pop. But her album's drawing rave reviews. It's called Sawayama. And she's born in Japan, lived in Britain all her life. She's a model, almost 30. So she's not some, you know, young 18-year-old kind of popping into the scene here. Her music would, you know, most of the album and the reviews of the album I've seen basically say nu metal meets Britney Spears 90s, early 2000s production. It's kind of wild the way it shifts and moves. She sounds a lot like, on some tracks she sounds a lot like Amy Lee from Evanescence. On some tracks she sounds like Ariana Grande, has a really just great voice. And then the music just, it's not what you'd expect at all. Like you can hear Korn in here, from the opener Dynasty, STFU, to a track called XS, which is about excess. And then she kind of mixes it up as the album goes through. There's some dance pop, some sort of emo-ish kind of stuff. Who's Gonna Save You Now is, I mean, it's basically an Evanescence song almost. And it's kind of wild to see her shift just all these different genres, and she does them all really well. The production is immaculate. It has a kind of worn feel to it. It's stuff you've kind of heard before, but remixed and mixed in different ways. And I think Rina Sawayama herself, kind of elevates it with some, she's got some interesting lyrics, some socially conscious stuff she puts in there, a lot of personal stuff too, kind of dealing with her upbringing. The writing and the production elevates it. It's stuff you've probably heard before. It's got the electronic beeps, and then there's, guitar solos even. There's big metal riffs, giant choruses, but it's all kind of in a new way, and it's really kind of a trip to listen to. I was completely taken aback the first time I went through it, because I was not expecting, kind of the genre hopping. And, she's just a really kind of cool person to keep an eye on, because I have no idea what, her next album is going to be like. It could go in 1,000 different directions. But Sawayama is a really cool debut from her. So kind of interested to see what she'll do next. That's it. I got 2 female pop stars, top of their game, maybe a little different than what you'd expect, especially with a Bob Dylan and a Neil Young album out this week. But this is what I'm into these days. So hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the artists. You don't have to. If what I've said today just has no appeal to you, no problems. But hey, expand your mind, expand your horizons a little bit. Check out Dedicated Side B by Rae Jepsen and Sawayama by Rina Sawayama. Like the video, leave your comments if you've heard these albums. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we will see you next time on Listography.